Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways Plus Plus, and today I'm doing something new. Yes, it is another blind, but it's a little bit different. I'm doing a collaboration, and we are doing a Texas blind to figure out which is the best Texas whiskey. Let's get into this one. Well, today we are doing a big Texas blind. We don't have a name for it yet, but hopefully before these videos come out, we will. There's going to be a collaboration of 4 of us. It's going to be actually your drinking buddy. He's the one that actually came up with this idea. So we have an Arizona boy leading a Texas blind. We have Bourbon Jerk, we have Whiskey Shaman, and myself. So the way this worked is we each turned in 4 blind samples to each other. And our blind sample's in here as well. But what they did is they got all those samples. We labeled them 1 through 16. And then what we did is he did a bracket. So we all have the same bracket. But to keep this blind and extra blind, to make sure we don't favor any of our own pours, because our own pours are in here as well. And we don't know what they are. Some of these can overlap. Some of these could be the same exact pours because we didn't communicate that with each other either. So we had, he made the brackets. My wife poured this out for me. And each of them is going to have a significant other. Somebody else poured out for them as well. Instead of being labeled 1 through whatever, because that's the way it's labeled on our brackets, it's going to be A, B, C, and D. Now, my wife poured these out. I don't know if this is A, B, C, or D, but I'm going to mix it up before I start anyways. And as usual, I'll just go from right to left.
Legit.
Kind of talk about it a little bit, smell a little bit, just kind of give you a little bit of my feedback. And then I will do from left to right and do that in fast forward. So before I forget though, this is a Texas blind. So they're all Texas whiskeys. Texas! However, we were debating whether we should make it a certified Texas whiskeys or any whiskeys from Texas distilleries. We went with the latter, any whiskeys from Texas distilleries, to let it broaden. Who knows, maybe another time we'll do it with just Texas certified whiskeys. Certified Texas whiskey means it's made at a Texas distillery, only a Texas distillery, and only using Texas juice. What I'm going to do is we're talking here. I'm just going to kind of mix these up a little bit. I don't know how my wife left them. They're all labeled on the bottom A, B, C, D. And I'll probably use the same glasses for all the blinds when I do them, just so keep it consistent, right? But I don't know. I don't know what's in any of these. I don't know if one of my picks is on any of these. I don't know whose picks are these, and I don't know what we have. I think we decided that we're not going to do any malts because that will kind of throw off the flavor profiles. Not everybody likes malts, but that might be another video for a different day. But let's start with this. I'm gonna start here on the left. My wife did a good job. I asked her to just pour just enough for me to taste a few times, but enough because I needed to be able to have these to move on to the next rounds. Ooh, that's actually a very nice color. That's a nice. It's a pretty dark one. It looks nice and dark.
Dark but nice.
Ooh, a little lacking on the aroma. There it is. Now I'm starting to smell it more. There we go. It's got some decent legs. They're barely running. They're a little tight, but not overly tight. Now we smell that. I smell honey, a little bit of caramel. Not very spicy up front. Let's go ahead and just go in for the first drink. Ooh, that's a lot of flavor on that. A lot more flavor than I got on the aroma. Nice sweetness, kind of weedy, honey, almost like a Honey Nut Cheerios, but a little bit sweeter.
Hey, I shared my Honey Nut Cheerios with you.
A little bit of apricot in the background there too. I'm getting a lot of flavors for the initial taste. That's pretty good. Well, let's move on to the next one. I'm not going to cleanse my palate when I go this way, but when I go backwards and kind of rank these and choose my winner, I will do that so I can give each one a fair shot. This one's equally as dark, so nice darkness to it. Kind of a nice dark amber, honey kind of color. Oh, this one does smell different. This one has more of that kind of Texas funk. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, it's bringing me memories of balcones. A little bit more kind of a flat nose, mild spice on that. Not as sweet as the first one. Kind of like a field, like if you're walking through like a weeded field or something. So let's go in for the taste. A little bit more spicy on the tongue than the initial. Some sweetness, some tannic. So I wonder if this is a little bit more aged. Not a very high proof. I'd say maybe 100, 105, somewhere in there. We'll see at the end there, see if I'm close on any of that description.
I drink and I know things.
All right, next. We're using my drinking buddy's glass. Has nothing to do if it's his or not in here, but I figured it'd be fun to use his since he's part of he's part of this blind. This one's a lot darker than the other two. This one almost is where you almost can't see through it. Nice dark amber, like a mahogany. Nice darkness on that. This one also has that Texas funk smell, but a lot more than the first one. I mean, well, then this other one. Honey. Very honey smelling up forward. Hello, honey. A little bit of spice. Very like a stone fruit. And a little bit of nuttiness behind there. That has a lot of good aroma to it. So far, the best nose I've had. Yeah, that's the Texas Funk with some butterscotch. Tiny bit of spiciness. Coats the tongue very well. Definitely coated my tongue better than the other two. A little bit of tannicky. A little bit of tiny bitterness at the end there as well. I actually think this is probably a Garrison Brothers.
And even a broken clock is right twice a day.
If I'm to guess. But I don't know. Yeah, the more I think about that, the more I think that's a Garrison Brothers. We'll see. We'll see at the end. Last but not least. So this one's about as dark as the first two. That color, see-through, good amber, a little bit darker. But has a nice color to it. Sticks to glass decently, but runs a little bit fast. Legs are pretty spread out, so not very tight on that. Let's go in for the taste. Okay, this one to me tastes a little malty. Tastes like it's a malt one. I thought we were doing that, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misunderstood. I didn't throw any malts in mine. It has more of a malty, that maltiness, like a little bit of smokiness. It has a little bit of sweetness, but that malty smokiness takes over kind of quickly, and then just coat your tongue, and that's all you taste at the end there. But interesting. Well, I'm gonna stop, collaborate, and listen. Fast forward, go the other way, and cleanse my palate in between. So here we go. Wow, that was an interesting first round. At first, I thought I knew what I liked for my winner. Then I started going between second and third, and those were kind of close. And then I went between the second and the first, and actually second just kind of pushed out the third at the end there. So at this moment, I don't know what these pours are. So I'm just going to share with you the letters that they are. And before this video comes out, we'll have the keys. So you'll know, if I haven't shown them yet, you'll know before I do right now. So I have no idea who the winner is, or what. I know who the winner is on my pick, but I don't know what it is. So let's go fourth place. Fourth place for me is C. C is my fourth place. And it was that maltiness. I'm not a big malt person. It kind of threw off everything from everything else. I had to make sure I rinsed my palate pretty well between that. But that's actually what made me go back and change these two around. Drinking it that way, then drinking it backwards, having to retaste them multiple times. So that was interesting. My third place is A. A is my third. Now, as I said, these two were very, very, very close. I at first had this in the front, but then it started tasting me more like Garrison Brothers, but I like a lot of Garrison Brothers, but there's a few of them that I'm not crazy about, like Balmorea has a very raisin taste to it. And the more I drank this, the more I started having that taste hit my mouth. So this, as dark as it is and all that, it could be Balmorea. I'm not sure, but hopefully by the time this video comes out, we'll know. So my second place was D, and my first place was B. So that was a lot closer than I thought it would be. That's pretty interesting. I like that. That's what I like about blinds. You're going to try things. You're going to think one way. You go through it again. You kind of give it a little bit more taste. You kind of just let it sit in your mouth. Kind of let it just kind of meld there and kind of just evolve on the tongue. The more you're tasting, the more that evolution happens, and you get to enjoy a little bit more. So my winner for round one was, again, B, and I don't know what that is yet, but you will. I'm gonna get set up. I'm gonna try to do round two tonight, and then I'm gonna work on the next few rounds over the next few days. Thank you again for joining me on another journey down my bourbon rabbit hole. This Texas blind is gonna be fun. I can't wait to the finals. And before I forget, the finals will be live, so we'll have a live final. We don't have a date yet because we're trying to get all this part set up and see a date that works for all of us. But as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. To our next journey, my friends. Cheers.